So we are starting in the morning. I'm heading for the Central Station in Copenhagen, and then we need to catch a train called Øresundstog, and the target station is Bromølle in southern Sweden, close to the border between Skåne and Blekinge.
Öresundsbron, Köpenhamns lufthamn, över till Yljetriangeln, Malmö central, vidare Lund, Hässleholm, Kristianstad och mot Karlskrona.
So I got a ride and he's driving by now. Very nice Danish guy. Tak for turen. Ja, men det er også der. Ha' det godt. Hej. That was my ride. Very nice Danish guy. Now I am in Østerfors. It's between Skåne and Blekinge, and this is so-called Rysberget. It's a small hill in the landscape where I plan to sleep tonight. And in Østerfors there is a start of Blekingeleden, part 3. Well, I arrived at Bromølle station after 2 hours of train from Copenhagen. It's a nice and easy trip, but when I arrived in Bromølle, the bus was going, I had to wait for 2 hours. There was like a supermarket. So I went over there and there were 2 old blokes in front of the supermarket at the camping, at the parking lot. And one of them was Danish. So I asked them if there were any transportation possibilities other than the bus. And the Danish guy said, well, hop in and we can talk some Danish. So I got a ride to Østerfors from Bromølle. Nice, unexpected, and got to know a new friend maybe. That's cool. Everything cool. The weather is fantastic, and the landscape is as well. Yeah, so I just got some water at Strømbakkans Gæstgiveri. It's used to be a little hotel or bed and breakfast, and the guy who lives there is called Bo, and he is a very nice guy, and he gave me water and we had a little talk. In the summertime they open up for not a lot of tourists, but you can call in advance and he can make you a room. That's good to know. See, Østerfors shelter. You have all the garbage disposals, a lot of wood, and the shelter here was actually Bo up in the Gæstgiveri told me that they built this, and it's actually quite nice. It looks nice, but the problem is the shelter that was very interesting. It's not really working well, so Skåneleden actually built another one, but it's just around a bend, so sometimes people don't see it, and This is built the old good way. The way that shelters have been working for, decades. And they decided to build one more, where there's actually room for some more persons. See? All new, free to use, and a fireplace too. And the view here, it's not much to say other than pretty nice. We are still in Österfors near the shelter. I just wanted to show you they have actually quite a nice toilet. See? Including handicap friendly and toilet paper and all. So I arrived in Österfors earlier than expected, so I don't want to sleep here. I changed the plan. I was going to Rysberget and Grundsjön, but I think I go to a lake called Rasselungen and on the Skåneleden. And it's not far, I think 9 or 10 kilometers from here, so that's what I'm gonna do. So we start. This is Blekingeleden third stage. It goes up to Olofstrøm. And you go down here, Halens Nature Reserve, all the way down here to Österfors. So now in September it's a little late for seasoning blueberries and stuff, but there are still some berries you can pick and eat. Always make use of what nature can provide. Follow the route and see what happens. It's really not used a lot. I'm late in the season. It's September and the weather is simply fantastic. We get 27 degrees Celsius in the middle of September. That's amazing. Yeah. Beautiful. Now I'm on the way to Bøgestad, and in the background you see here is Rysberget. That's the first two stages of Blekingeleden. It's a bit high, so I think I chose to go to Bøgestad. I have been there before, and it's a beautiful place too. So we just need to continue down this road. There's just something about the countryside that a big city can't give you. Wild nature, beautiful scenery, farms. That old farmhouse in the background could be from 1700s. And beautiful horses. And look at this location. Who wouldn't be happy to live here? This is actually an awesome place. Small house with the flag from Skåne. That's a red flag with a yellow cross. it's a reminder of the old past from the Danish times. And look at this place, a very, very beautiful maintained garden. Who wouldn't have a view like this every day? This is the third stage of Blekingeleden, and the track can be somewhat difficult to see at times, but fairly easy. And you have these orange markings along the route, so not too difficult. Expecting cows ahead. That was my walking stick. I always find something. A good natural walking stick is cheaper than the ones you buy, and it's totally ecological. When I'm finished, I throw it on the ground, and just a part of nature. I'm here. So, see the cows run free. Yeah, now I'm in the deep forest, and I listen to the sound of silence. When you see an old birch tree like this, it would be stupid not to take the opportunity to get some bark. This bark is probably one of the best natural ways to light a fire. It's a really good fire starter. So I just picked some up. And the tree is already dead, so no worries there. I found some blueberries, so that's nice. Always a good addition. Gives me a little energy. Today is no big problem with the moisture and humidity because it's very dry. But in the spring and autumn this is a good path because then it's very wet here. Yeah, I arrived yesterday evening, a bit too late for this camp. I pinched my tent and have a camp for myself today. It's a pretty amazing place. This is southern Sweden's southernmost wilderness. Have a few campsites, but pretty amazing nature. And this is the lake called Raslången, in Swedish Raslångan. One of the best views you can ever find in southern Sweden. It's a really nice place. The water in the lake is very clear and you can actually drink it. See, it's totally clear. A little brown in color, but completely possible to drink it. I just use a water purifier and then I cook it, so I'm on the safe side. So the water is cooking, so soon we get a nice cup of morning coffee. It's still Indian summer, I would say. It's about 25 degrees in the shadow. And it's okay to walk in the shadow, but sometimes when you walk, you have to walk in direct sun. And when it's uphill and direct sun, it's not fun at all with a backpack. But it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. And I want to rock and roll. The beetles live off animal droppings in the forest. Very nice sign of good environment. Wow, it's a nice view. Wow, what a wonderful place. Well, it's hard to walk uphill with the extra weight of a backpack, but when you're descending, and it's quite a descent here, it's actually hard as well, because you get pressed forward in your shoes, and it can be hard for your knees because you have extra weight on your back. But I choose to rock and roll. I got to the top and now I need to go down again, and that's perfectly fine. Oh yes. Now I have arrived to the campsite Tvätterhallarna, where there's shelters and pretty good views too. Well, sometimes the trail gets blocked by nature in a quite an effective way. So just need to walk around it. Well, I left Tvätterhallarna a little over an hour ago. And normally I take a rest every 50 minutes, but I think there's only a couple of 100 meters left, so I just continue till I'm there. I have arrived at the Bergetorpet shelter. Cross my fingers and hope it's not occupied. One of my tent poles broke last night, so I really hope I can have an overnight in shelter. See, some firewood left, and the shelter should be up here. Let's see if I can get up there. Bergetorpet, it means mountain hut. Pretty nice place. See. Hey. Well, I thought the other one was a shelter, but it's only made for breakfast. But this is the shelter, Bergetorpet. I'm lucky I take this for the night. So I make camp here, and when you wander around, it's not always possible to get drinking water. So I have a pee-free filtration system and take water from the lake. You see, it's a little tint of brownish color, but I think it's okay. The lake I was at yesterday is more clean than this. This lake out here has motor speedboats and more people, but still pretty okay for drinking, as long as you first filtrate it. And then I have my small cooking system. It's very cheap, pot and lid, only I think $10. But then I have my and my gas fits inside, and then I have my Pocket Rocket 2. So it's a pretty good little setup, and total weight of gas and Pocket Rocket and pots about 700 grams. So it's a pretty neat little system. So I cook some water and get myself a cup of coffee. So ready for supper, and actually had a nice bath in the lake. There's a cliff you can jump off from. It's a very nice spot if you want to cook for lunch, and you can sit here with the view. Foggy morning, and for breakfast I take some oats, raisins, a little sugar and powdered milk, and I add some water. Then I have a nice breakfast with oats with milk, and that's pretty nice. The view is somewhat distorted. So now it's time to say goodbye to Bergetorpet shelter. After a foggy night and morning, I leave for Hjemsøk, about, I think, only 4 kilometers in the forest. So that was that. I just found out that They have built this new shelter next to Bergatorpet, where I slept, but they made this as well. So there are actually 2 shelters at Bergatorpet, and this is also a nice spot, but not as nice as the other one. Many places in the forest you can find different mushrooms, canterals and stuff. But you really need to know what you're doing, because they can taste like heaven, but they can also take you to heaven. So before you pluck them and eat, be sure to know what you do. In southern Sweden there are a lot of stone dikes, and they were made to mark the borderline between properties. And what people normally don't know, there's some places they continue underground for 1.5 meters. So the farmers put quite a lot of work into it. This is a trail I came by yesterday. It's Blekinge and Skåneleden, and it's marked by orange. And you can see here there's a purplish arrow. That means this small trail is a hiking trail, and I take that to Hjemshög. And they mark an orange square with a cross, so you know you're not supposed to go that way when you go Skåne or Blekingeleden. Time for sweets. Found some apples falling down from this tree, and the horse there go and eat it. So I think I'll take a few. So I wait for the bus to Bromølle and then the train to Copenhagen. I am in Hjemshög and back in civilization, so this was a very good trip. This is a must when you are in Sweden. These actually are very good for hiking because they don't need to be cooled down. So we're back in the train.
Litet bo jag sätta vill, gård med trädgårdstäppa till, liten åker till att grava, vill jag upp på landet hava. Huset utan vank och brist, 4 rum och förstu kvist. La du gården lagom stor, 8 får och 4 kor, gris i stian, häst i stallet, liten kvarn vid vattenfallet, och vid bryggan ner vid strand, liten båt att ro ibland. Gröna ängar, gödda fält, allting så ordentligt ställt, harvad åker, raka diken, vacker utsikt utåt viken, och så långt man skönja kan, berg och holmar om varann. Dit och vill jag ha en för söt och hygglig fru, men hos flickorna jag tycker ej om flärd och bjäfs och nycker. Är hon flärdfull vill jag ha, hellre korgen än får jag. Frun bör vara, hör ni det, mera mager lagd än fet, glad och vänlig, from i seder, nådigst jag mig undan beder, en som schafsar utan ro, ut och in på kippad sko. Ingen ödslighet får rå, en grin-Olle i var vrå önskar snart vid pappas sida vagn att åka, käpp att rida, pappershatt, trumpet och kort, tupp som värper immer fort. Vad ska mer jag hitta på? Litet bokskåp i en vrå, mor om kvällen i ordning ställer aftonvad och läsning, eller sitter mor och jag i lag, liten visa sjunger jag. Trevnad ska bli vardagsgäst, lögn och skvaller blir vår pest, öppen sanning föra ordet, varmt i hjärtat, gott på bordet, dörren öppen för var vän, stängs för flärdfull blott igen. Sådant bo jag sätta vill, bums när kassan räcker till, men hur ska väl kassan ökas, i vad värv ska lyckan sökas, kanske sitter hon ut i något utländskt lotteri.